Alright, so in this one, we are going to be doing an LF/Ultra tier list. Simple rating here, we're going to do 7 stars for non-Zenkai LFs, 8 stars for Ultras, because 2 pulls is an 8-star Ultra. I think it's pretty easy to get that at this point if you do, summon for these Ultra banners very hard, which, with both Ultras being the best units in the game already, I would assume people are going in for these banners. And then Zenkai LFs. This will be on screen, by the way, just to say it, though. Zenkai LFs will be in 9, so 7 non-Zenkai, 8 Ultras, and then 9 for, Zenkai LFs there. Just to say, we are going to be having Red Rose Zenkai tonight, so, be ready for that. Get your souls farmed up, get all your stuff. Everyone's going to use them, because everyone loves Red Rose. Everyone's wanted Zenkai for, it seems, a light year, millennial, whatever you want to call it. So, we will have all that. Obviously, this tier list will be in order from, if they're in Z+, number 1 unit will be the best unit in that tier. The other units will be less than, and less than, and less than, and less than, in order in every single tier. Obviously, the lower the tiers you get, you really don't care about the unit, but, Z+ through S, I would assume, would be the tiers most people care about. So, just get into it. Again, it'll be on screen, all the star thresholds that we're rating them at. Let's see where we are. Oh, I start off with one that I really don't know the answer to. Good. Well, LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Now, again, rating him at 9. LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and all summonable. Obviously, I'm not considering the free-to-play Ultras, if you're wondering. No, summonable units. That's all I care about. LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So, LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, I think, actually does have good value. I have learned that maybe he didn't need as much as everyone thought, including myself. Like, null cover change, have nullify endurance, support future, which, I mean, it's not like it would have been that bad if he supported future, by the way, because he does Gogeta Vegeta Clan. It wouldn't be that bad, because it would have just made future Gohan 10 times more relevant, even though he already is 50 million times more relevant since, his release, I guess you could call it. He doesn't need all that stuff that people wanted. Okay. With Ultra Kaioken and this Vegeta, and or with Red Rose coming tonight, which I can't really assume will be bad, I'm gonna put him in Z. I'm not the most confident in this pick. I will say that he is very good, right? He needs a little bit. It's like Super Vegeta. He needs a little bit of build up. Obviously, it's not really supporting the allies. Well, actually, he is supporting the allies. Super Vegeta is not. This Vegeta, he needs a little bit of build up. He does have the, auto kill type of thing with his lock-in, obviously, on his ultimate itself. He has the high cut. Yeah, he has the high cut. He has the neutral for 3 counts. He can honestly eat a rush sometimes early game if you really didn't, do much damage to the opponent, because obviously rush scales off HP and all that stuff that the opponent actually has. The person using the rush has their HP scales off their rush damage in totality of it. Yeah, so he's a good tank. He's a good support. He's a good damage dealer. He doesn't really lack in a department. Maybe his blast damage, because they did give him restricted strike damage, which I can't really figure out why. I know they were like scared of lock-in units, and they were like, we gotta like tune them the fuck down, because look at Fat Buu, right? This guy ruled over for how many months, how many years, honestly, with his Zenkai. They were fucking terrified to do it again. I understand that, truly, I get it. But it also weighs into, they did neuter Vegeta a little bit with only strike buffs, where, he could have some blast buffs, because most units just get general damage inflicted nowadays. But I do think Z is a fine spot for him. I think his value goes up tonight. I think his value goes up with the All-Star banner, whatever it will be, if it is USS, if it is, God Key. Obviously, USS usually ties into God Key, because, Dragon Ball Super is a lot of God Key characters, right? So, he will get buffed from that, but right now, I think on a God Key setup, he does very well. I think on a future setup, he does very well, because you have that double endurance right there. If not double endurance, then you leader slot, Ultra Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, then you run, I don't even know what you run, Future Gohan, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and this Vegeta, and that's a very nice setup, because, well, you have one of the best units in the game, this guy doing a support for them, and then a very good disruptor. Yes, anti-endurance does exist with, all these LOE units and every other unit in the game, but it's not the worst thing, because you have a lot of double support there, and then this Vegeta can really just pop off quickly. Even though he's not supporting Future Gohan, he can at least do very good work. To keep going, though, Future Gohan, ooh, this is actually a tough one as well. Okay, this is a lot more difficult than I thought. Future Gohan, I want to say he's above Vegeta. I do, because the setup where you can run him anywhere is invaluable, really. Because you look at Vegeta, he's restricted, right? He's on 2 tags. That's where you're going to run him on those 2 tags. Yes, you can run him on different teams, but he's just not... He's not fulfilled in what he can do if he's not running these 1 or 2 tags, right? Future Gohan, though, you could leader slot him on Fusions, you could leader slot him on Gogeta, you could leader slot him anywhere in the game, and he still does what Future Gohan does, which is disrupt, which is support. He does everything he wants to do well. He can do okay damage if you, get the green cards when you're below a certain amount of HP. He can have decent cut if you get the green cards and you pop them with him. He's spawning green cards in general, which, I mean, a lot of units have very good green cards nowadays, so him even doing that, like Ultra Gogeta, like if I just use Future Gohan, what does he have, 2 green card spawns? Ultra Gogeta, when he's in a fusion team, boom, 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 I cancel all their buffs a million times, like Ultra Kaioken Goku. It's like, oh, well, shit, because he had Future Gohan, he had that happen, right? Future Gohan, obviously, a very good unit, a very good aging unit, and I don't really see his age falling off anytime soon. Like, how good he's aged, right? Because he's aged very well. Probably the best aging unit in the entire game right now, and, that title went to, like, Yellow Cell a while ago. That title went to the Purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, because he returned to the meta with Mono Purple a bit ago as well, but, I mean, this guy, he's been over a year. He came out the same time frame as Bardock's banner. Obviously, Bardock just dropped recently, 2 months ago. And it's like, I don't even see, like, a thing where it's like, this guy is falling off anytime soon. Like, I don't see him being, like, gone anywhere. Like, he's staying here. He's gonna be here for a while. And, obviously, he is a very good unit to be in Z tier a year later from his release. That's not really... I mean, it's not really possible. Like, look at units nowadays. Who is really getting that stuff? I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's staying meta for a year straight without getting a Zenkai, right? Goku Vegeta. Goku Vegeta, I will say I have a sour taste in my mouth for them. I really don't like them that much. I even said it that I barely think they're Z tier. And I'm kind of floating in that boat. Look, Mono Purple, yes, they're very good there. I get it. But are you really using Mono Purple right now? With the best arguable, I'll just say arguable for, argument's sake, with the arguable best unit in the game being a yellow, do you really think saying, hey, you know what? Goku Vegeta are still Z tier. Is that really something that's possible? I really don't want to say yes. I really don't. Because it's not... Their best team is Mono Purple. That's it. If I run into them on Gogeta or Future, I'm laughing at them because they're not doing anything. They're dying in 3 cards on Gogeta or Future. Mono Purple, sure, they can get the longevity of the healing and all this shit. Like, it's great, and they can do it on any team. But it's better on Mono Purple because they're actually doing more damage. There's a strong part of me who wants to put them in S. Like, top of S. There's a strong part. I don't even think there's an S plus needed for this tier list. Okay. At or above. Okay. We'll do an S plus. Fine. Make an S plus. Thinking about saying that, no, we need an S plus. S plus. I don't think they are Z tier right now. I don't. I'm sorry. I know people will say, oh my god, you're an idiot. That's alright. That's alright. Because, my opinion, you don't have to agree with it. It's alright. Right? I can't put them Z tier. I can't. I just don't think they're good enough right now. I'm sorry. That's it. Mono Purple's their best team. Mono Purple ain't being run right now. That's it. We're done. We're done discussing them. You guys want to argue this? Go for it, but I don't think they fit anywhere in Z tier right now. Barely not fitting there, but not fitting there. My take. 3Q. 3Q, your ass right now. 3Q's like A tier, man. This guy... I mean, he's a clown. Like, he's dying so quick. He's doing no damage. He has low cut. He loses cut, then gains cut back. It's very weird. He's unique on that. He needs to have the opponent switch like 97 times for him to like do anything. Again, I've had Ultra Gogetas that are, disadvantaged, not even neutral, take like 40% from a full combo from him when he's like 120 counts into the match. It's like, okay, like, talk about fall from grace. This 3Q, holy shit, like he plummeted from grace, to be real. Kid Buu. Kid Buu is good. It's just that Kid Buu does not have a fucking team. I feel weird rating these Regen LS because it's like they're fine. Like most of them are individually like fine units, but where the hell you running them? You ain't running this motherfucker anywhere. Like who the hell are you running Kid Buu with? What? Am I gonna run yellow, blue Regen? Like really? Like yeah, let me do that nowadays. Like sure, there's no reds, but it's not like they're actually like tanky enough to actually have durability or anything like that. It's just not an ideal team. It's not a team that could work that's like really good right now. But Kid Buu is a very good unit. Kid Buu, probably somewhere in S. Again, he's a good unit individually. It's just that his team is ass. Like, Riku, I mean, you have a team for Riku, like green, yellow Saiyans, and that's a thing, but yeah, let me run green, yellow Saiyans when there's still a lot of purples running around on top of where's my yellow doing? Like, what is my Halo Vegeta doing in 2022 when everyone can one combo him? When he's the supplementation for Riku to do anything. There's no point. You can't do that. Kind of the same boat as Regen. You can't run a Regen team and have like actual supplementation for everyone to live and be strong. You have damage. You have some utility with LF Piccolo with like tanking and all that and double vanish, but that's bare minimum utility that you could ask for, and it's like it's not even enough to warrant Regen being usable right now. But Kid Buu individually can do well. I think he's okay enough. Again, obviously, as we go through this list, it'll be more fleshed out, and you can see the end result of like who's where, what's where. Obviously, Kid Buu's not the top of S tier, but he's there now because he's the first one in S tier. Zamasu, I used him, man. Yes, he is on Future. I get it. Like, I understand that. I used him, was he, 10 stars? Pretty ideal equips as well, and, dude, I was disappointed. I was really disappointed. I don't know what to say about him, man. He's just not it. He's just not that guy. I want to rate him below Kid Buu. I really do not like how bad he did. He didn't do anything, really, in the video. Like, he tried his best, but it's like, did he carry anything? Like, Kid Buu can carry a match right now. Like, even today, Kid Buu can carry a match. There's not too many greens that are running around that, like, terrifying Kid Buu. There's one green. It's G4. It's the only guy in the game that's running around that's a green. You're not running into anybody else. Maybe Podza, but you have 97 purples that exist. It's like, who the hell cares about Podza? G4 obviously doesn't because, well, G4 doesn't care about purples because while he goes neutral, Podza doesn't, right? I want to put Kid Buu above Zamasu. I get it, he's on Future, but it's like, I ran him on Future. I ran him there. Like, I optimized the guy. And he still lacked just damage. It's like, I don't know. And his whole thing is damage. Like, he doesn't have, oh, let me have my, 97 utility. Like, he nullifies endurance. That's good. That's fine, but okay. If he went neutral for like 10 counts and then he nullified endurance for like 30 counts on main ability, that's good. He would be better than Kid Buu. But he just nullifies endurance. And the strongest endurance unit that exists right now that's actually going to do damage to you is Sword of Hope. I need to get a green card off on Sword of Hope and instantly rush with most likely 0 build-up, because how do I have build-up like mid that combo without them swapping? It wouldn't make sense. I'm not going to kill him, even if I have this nullify endurance, this type neutral. Like, it can't. He lacks damage. He does not do enough damage. It sucks. Which, it's kind of a flip how everyone expected the units to age. Like, Gogeta Blue to Broly. People thought Broly would age better because Gogeta Blue took, longer, not even that bad, but, like, longer, yes, to stack than Broly. Then, same thing with G4 to Zamasu. Obviously, G4 is a fucking plat, but people thought Zamasu would be better than G4. It's just that Zamasu was more consistent in his ratings, right? Obviously, G4 was consistently rated low pre-plat. Zamasu is consistently rated okay, obviously pre-plat, because he's still there. So I would say he's below Kid Buu. I think Kid Buu has better potential than Zamasu. I think Kid Buu is aged great. I think these LFs from like the Future Gohan era, like last year basically, have they've had good aging. Like really, Majin Vegeta, Kid Buu, Future Gohan, they've had good aging. I'm genuinely shocked how well they actually designed these units. Like looking at them now, a year later, it's like holy shit. I hope Bardock, I hope Jiren, I hope Ultra Kaioken, all these units actually stay this level of aging that they are as the units from last year, right? Because that'd be impressive, to be real, if they could maintain that. Gogeta Blue. You're definitely lower here. I don't think you're as bad as 3Q. 3Q's kind of like the threshold of A tier, right? Like, he's the guardian of it. If you fit below him, then you're probably in a bad spot. But I do think Gogeta Blue is pretty mediocre right now. Like, he needs that kind of situation of 3Q where it's like, hey, give me somebody that can heal me. Give me somebody that can give me damage on a heal. And that's Vados, right? Well, Vados is a little bit more usable now with Kaioken Goku being existent. That's exactly why Gogeta Blue's low. Kaioken Goku exists. So if there's a strong yellow, the other yellows lose value. Just that simple to me. I don't think there's much debate in that. He just loses value because other yellows that are stronger exist. Evolution Blue, I think Evolution Blue is S+. Obviously, he is above Gogeta Blue, right? He can do good damage. He does have the capabilities to just solo 1v3, one shot, one kill type shit after you get some build-up going for him. It does suck that his build-up resets 90%, you know, every single time he comes in and out, 90%, 90%, 90%. Doesn't keep his build-up that he does have in any capacity, actually. And he does have some Nullifying Endurance. He has some utility with Null Cover Change as well. I believe both are on main. No, Nullifying Endurance is on Ultimate Activation for 10 counts, and then his Null Cover Change is on main ability. Not too much utility. Also, blue card goes neutral, but who the fuck's the red? Nobody, right? He has some utility, but he's damage, right? And he does damage well. Simple stuff. Again, not up there with the others, but he is higher than Gogeta Blue, which makes sense because, well, they're both Yellow God Key. One's better than the other. Obviously, it's going to be a newer one. Well, usually will be a newer one, right? Legends likes to play some jokes on us sometimes. Usually it's a newer one that is higher up in a list. LF Piccolo. LF Piccolo. Again, regen kind of in mud, so I will not think, you know, these regen units are the most cracked things in the world, but I do think LF Piccolo is okay. If I'm going to compare LF Piccolo to Evolution Blue, I think Evolution Blue hammers it out. I think LF Piccolo is better than Kid Buu, for sure. So I think LF Piccolo, putting him S plus is a little ambitious, but I think he does fit there. No. I can't put him S plus because his teams. Sorry. I actually, second take there. Yeah, I can't. His teams, man. He just doesn't have teams. That's it. If he had any one team that he was competent, sure. But individual unit, he is very good. Like, he does do his work. Well, he does have a similar, I guess you call it issue, to Gogeta Blue and Evolution Blue, where he does have to do a ramp-up type of effect. It's not really a actual ramp-up of cards. It's, you know, he just exists. He transforms. He exists, right? That's how he gets his ramp-up going. It's very simple for that. But again, it does take timer counts. I mean, you got to get it going quick. A lot of people wait and wait and wait and wait, and they never transform, and it's like, well, now your Piccolo has his full buffs when it's 40 timer counts left in the match, and he's the only one alive. It's like, okay, nice job. He could have had that 120 timer counts to go, 140. It's like, he has the ability to have his stuff early. It's just the usage of him that I've seen, and even personally me, people do him in a manner where it's hoping for a double vanish, like it's, you know, just transform, right? But he is a good individual unit, and he can do good work on his own. It's just his teams are in mud. It's a similar thing to Kid Buu, right? They're both good units. Their teams are just bad. Like, it's that easy. Sword of Hope. This might be a hot take here. I want to say that Sword of Hope is... Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm gonna hear a lot of shit for this one, and I'm ready for it, and I'll explain it. Yeah. Yes, that's not a misclick. No. I think Sword of Hope is better than Goku Vegeta right now. Now, let me explain, because here we are, explaining things. Especially tonight, by the way. This is just gonna be, I mean, more true tonight. Oh, man. I'm just ready for the shitstorm I'm gonna hear for this. Sword of Hope. You run him with Vegeta, you run that this 3 setup in Z tier. This setup is ridiculous. I mean, Sword of Hope always lacked a feature on his team with Zamasu, Goku Black and future Gohan himself, where he didn't really have the support 24/7, and, you know, Sword of Hope always be kind of meek early game, and you would just have that lacking factor where he couldn't do much until he got his gauge, right? And that existed for a good while with Zamasu Goku Black, because they weren't really support. Sure, they give, what, strike damage or something on, like, their switch out or some shit like that, right? But that was nothing in comparison to Vegeta. Vegeta, obviously, still giving him that endurance that he can get because it's Ryu Clan or Future for his allies for, Trunks to actually get the support. It gives Trunks the capabilities to have a good damage dealer alongside him, on top of a good tank, on top of someone that can eat a hit neutral for at least a few counts, 3 counts, right, for Vegeta. Then give Trunks amplification, maybe not to make him as good as he is with Gauge, pre-Gauge with Vegeta support, but it gives disruption factor, it gives a tanky factor, and it's not like Trunks has to eat 87 hits after he gets his Gauge. Like, you want to build up Trunks early game and get his Gauge early game, because obviously you want to get the card draw speed, the damage inflicted, all these things, right? But now with Vegeta, instead of Zamasu Goku Black, you have some support, you have some utility, you have some sniping factors. If you have a strong green that is there, Vegeta can snipe them. Vegeta can snipe Gogeta Force like it is child's play. You simply tap them out, get a tap bait, blast bait, something, bait out the 80%, then you do, I don't know, Future Gohan gets hit, then you swap to Vegeta. Okay, you catch them. You catch any green with Vegeta, usually at least once when he has his main at least ready to go, you do 2 cards. 2 cards. It's so easy. And then, boom, you snipe them. Now, okay, I understand. There's a lot of nullify endurance. I get it. Trust me. I fucking get it. But still, having the factor to where Trunks is just basically free if you just snipe with Vegeta, because that is his main thing. Like, you can sack off Vegeta after you snipe with him, right? You get that ultimate, you snipe the G4, boom, Vegeta, you can go die. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He did his job. That's his job fulfilled. Boom. Future did not need more of a tanky setup. While they do still have one with Vegeta, for sure, they did not need this 80% cut with Zamasu Goku Black that's doing negative damage. They have Vegeta, who is good damage, on top of good support, and it makes Trunks' value actually go up. On top of, well, there's only one green that's relevant. I still think Trunks can do work and still put in good effort, which is shocking, because everyone, and I mean everyone, would say Goku Vegeta would have aged better than Sword of Hope, but seeing Goku Vegeta on these teams that it's not mono purple, it's like, it doesn't, they don't compete when Goku Vegeta is not on mono purple and this guy's on Future. Like, they don't compete. I don't see it personally. FSK, funny enough, FSK's value does actually go up quite a bit with this new Ultra. Where are, oh, he's over there, okay. I'm like looking around to find him. He's under Jiren. FSK though, his value does go up with this new Ultra, obviously. It's a yellow. Red beats yellow. I would say right now FSK is actually the best red in the game, because you do have a situation where you run Ultra Kaioken and you run FSK. Okay, simple as that. Then let's say you run Future Gohan, I don't know. Have him be your sack off. You run Deku, have him be your sack off. You have FSK to go neutral, you can deal with the blue units then, and you can deal with everything else because FSK still does great damage. The only issue with FSK is he has no utility. I'm like choking up on something. He only has no utility, but he has very good damage just innately. He's never been struggling on damage. He always does good damage. I did a showcase before Ultra Kaioken came out, and, I fucking kicked myself for that one because I should have done it after. Obviously, I didn't know he was coming, but, he put in the work, he put in the numbers. I mean, I ran a setup with Future Gohan, Revival Gohan, the green one, and FSK, and obviously the setup was more geared toward FSK because it's like the EX bench, Zenkai bench, whatever. He still put in the work. It's like, if you can still do work, like manslaughter, not like do okay, do work, like carry, with your, setup being more ideal for you, I still think you're a good unit because of that. It's not like he's getting, manslaughtered himself. He's the one shitting on everything and destroying everything when he's the guy that's, like, getting focus, which, again, he never lacked in damage. So, FSK, I think he's above Gogeta Blue. I think he's above Croton Zamasu. I think I'm trying to think of a setup, right? Kid Buu doesn't have as much value because, again, what reds are really relevant on top of he has a dead team. I don't think FSK is S+, but I do think FSK is the top of S right now. His value is very good. Again, you run a setup of the Ultra, you run Future Gohan, Deku, whoever, and FSK. That's a setup that works. Like, that's a very good setup. You have 2 blast-based units. Obviously, they want to go together with that. On top of, you can go neutral. The only thing that FSK really struggled was he doesn't have utility, and he couldn't really ensue his neutral to a full effect. Well, if I have Future Gohan, or a Deku, or a Sackoff, anybody, dog, I could run the green Revival Gohan, I was going to say Future Gohan, Revival Gohan, and I have a full blast base setup, and I can have my FSK pop off. He doesn't need the support, he can use it. I could use Future Gohan, I could use Deku. He doesn't need it, he could use it. But if I just don't want to run it, I can still run that setup and do well. Again, yellow enters the meta, red goes value up. Like, very caveman thinking, right? Red has higher value because more yellow. Like, that's how it works. G4, G4 definitely is the number one of Z tier. Again, I don't think I actually said this yet, but I don't think the Ultras and, you know, the number one of Z tier are in the same league, because I think the Ultras obviously are Z plus tier in their own right. You know, they do have some quirks where one's better than the other in some circumstance and blah, 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 blah. We'll get into that. But no LF is as good as the Ultras, right? So G4, who is going to be the highest LF on this list, obviously, you know, him going neutral, him having the big cut, him having cut still afterwards of it, just doing everything he can do. On Fusion's probably the best team in the game still. Maybe that will change in the coming weeks, but right now it's the best team in the game. Gogeta 4 is king, and he does everything. It's not really debatable. Like, you can't really say, like, Gogeta 4 is bad. Like, he's not bad. He's just ridiculously, stupidly, brokenly, stupidly great. And, you know, you do have the plat for blame. Can't speak. You do have the plat to blame for that. And maybe Crosswords Monster will get one eventually, but no, Full Power Frieza got one before him, which, thanks, Legends, makes no sense. Literally the banner after, by the way, then they give the plat to the unit that came out after the unit that didn't get the plat. They just skipped Crosswords Monster and a bunch of others, but Crosswords Monster got skipped over. It was like, oh shit, like, nice, Legends, you're a little bit fucked there, but it's alright. Forku. Forku. I don't know. I'm thinking Gogeta Blue level, no? I can't tell if he's better or worse than Gogeta Blue because Godki is in a better spot. It's not, you know, perfect right now. It's definitely not. But it's in a better spot than it's been in, right? Is GT better than Godki right now? Maju, G4, who else are you running? I mean, just leader slot somebody, right? And that duo is already good enough, right? Godki, I'll say Forku's above you. But, you know, he's not bringing much to the table. It's the same issue, the build up, right? They got to build up. Now, I don't even know if you could argue Goku's is better because it's when the enemy does cards he builds up, which is, I mean, it's 10 fucking cards, by the way, for his full build up. Gogeta Blue's what, 6 cards he has to land? I guess Forku's is easier. So yeah, he'll go there, which, if I'm being real, I'm kind of pitying him by putting him there. Honestly, I could move Forku and Gogeta Blue down to A tier and kind of have them be up there, but we'll figure out at the end, right? Cell is crying right now because obviously Cell's gauge has been revamped for the Ultra to where it is 20 million times better. So sad for Cell there, but Cell, I do think he's okay. You know, he's not in the greatest spot. Again, he's replaced on all of his teams. He's not amazing, but he's okay enough to run. With all these strong yellows, actually, though, he is not in the most favorable spot as well. Just thinking about that. Cell, if I were to rate him, he's probably, like, here. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's bad. I think he's okay. Again, those other two yellows, while they are yellow, yes, they're just inferior to, you know, what Cell can actually do on his own individually as a kit. While they are, you know, again, yellow, they're just not... They're not scary options to Cell. Like, Cell's not going to tremble because he sees fucking Gogeta Blue start of match with 0 buildup and he's doing, like, 8% damage to Cell. Like, nothing's really happening there, right? Vegeta Blue, you know, A tier and stuff, really below it doesn't matter, but he's probably below Riku. The only reason I say this is because future, like, you have such a superior option. I don't think Vegeta Blue even matches in a league of Trunks in any department. On top of, you look at the stars we're rating them at, doesn't. 9 stars on the LF makes him a little bit more tankier. LF Zenkai, obviously, than Vegeta Blue being at 7 stars where he's not really... He needs, like, 14 to, like, be half competent, right? It's, like, it's kind of bad there. Revival Gohan? Revival Gohan's a weird one because his utility, it wasn't, I mean, it was utility, but it's like, just kind of there, right? It's not like full-on utility like other units, like Full Power Frieza has, right? It's just one thing. But the Revival Mechanic, it kind of just is null. Like, he dies in like 3 cards, and I guess that still is utility, because maybe you get their Vanish out or something, but, yeah, you know, it's not really, it's not as existent as it once was. So his utility is kind of faded off, and all he really does is damage afterwards. Is he doing hard enough damage to compete with, like, Evolution Blue in them? I guess he is, yeah, but is he on a great team? I guess you can't run him on Sun Family. I did mention Sun Family with FSK, so it could be a viable team. I would say he's barely keeping up with S+. I don't think he's very confident in here. I think he's okay enough to be in here, but again, his utility is really not there. He's fading quickly, you know, compared to a lot of other units, you know, above him, honestly. Because look at that, right? You look at all those units above him, it's like, one's more recent, but 2 of them, I mean, one came out right before him, right? Obviously G4 there, look at where he is in his shine. Again, plat equip, but, you know. I think he is just fading Revival Gohan, though. I think he'll fade quickly as we kind of continue through this. Unless we get Strike-based Sun Family, but, you know, we just got Blast-based Ultra. I doubt we're getting Sun Family buffs very soon for, specifically Sun Family, right? Because hybrids, you know, hybrids will be the movie, but we ain't there right now. Ultra Gogeta, yeah, again, I said this earlier, it's not a debate. The Ultras are the best units in the game. Ultra Gogeta, he does everything. Again, when we put Kaioken up here, he will be in Z+, obviously. I will explain why I feel who is better than who, and then we'll go through that, right? Super Vegito. Yeah. Now, it's a little bit of a dilemma for me to put him there. When I say that, it's because Super Vegito is on fusions, but he's not core. Super Vegito's on mono purple, but mono purple is less valuable, and on mono purple, Goku Vegeta would be better. But again, fusions being the best team of the game, Super Vegito at least being an option there is what helps me put him there. Yeah. I think he barely makes Z, and I'm talking like it's it is very easy for me to put him in S+ and be fine with it, but I think he barely makes Z because of everything I've used him for and how good he's done for me. If I just run him on like a setup with like this random unit, then I run fusions, and then I have him on there. Obviously, there's better units above him with Gogeta 4 and Ultra Gogeta. He still does do well. He does great, actually, and I think his value is very high. Yes, I do think Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is actually better than Super Vegeta right now. I do think that. I think it's quite clear to me, honestly, at this point. Majin Vegeta, I guess he's better than these two. I don't really know. I guess. Oh, can I put him above? Hello? Thanks. Majin Vegeta, he's better than them. Does it matter? Not really. Give him a Plat. Or Awakened Plat, I guess. Or Zenkai. Awakened Plat would be better because, you know, well, Awakened Plat would be better because I don't want to waste CC. So yes, Awakened Plat, please, thank you very much. His Plat is actually pretty good, so Awakening it would be pretty scary, but he needs it! He wants to be scary. He's aged fine, but it's not like he's aged great. And it does hurt him quite a bit. UI Goku, you can go down here. Please get some stuff to make yourself better. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Goten. Goten is a very under-talked about unit, not because he's necessarily bad or anything, it's just that he came out with Revival Gohan, basically, the same few weeks span, and people owned Revival Gohan, so no one used Goten. But Goten is a blast demon, and when I say that, I'm still going to rate him low because he is just only a blast demon. Goten... pretty low. I'm gonna rate him pretty low, yeah. Goten probably is... I don't even know where to put him, actually. Above Cell? Above some of these Regen units? I guess? Is he? Let's just put him here. I think he's okay there. Move him left or right a little bit. I think he's in an okay spot in S there. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's terrible. But he really can't run right now. I guess because FSK is more relevant now, he can run. But, like, again, look up. Look up and see the yellows. And that's just all you have to look at there to see the big issues with Goten right there. Because he can't do much besides blast and support Gohans. Full Power Frieza. Full power Frieza, huh? Thinking about you here, man. I think full power Frieza is the 4th best unit in the game. I see people saying full power Frieza is actually the best LF in the game. I would disagree, just because I think Fusions has the advantage of the, Ultra, right? I would say some utility as well, which they do have more utility, in a sense. Maybe not, Rising Rush utility of, like, stalling Rising Rushes, but utility in the sense of canceling buffs, having cover changes. They have better cover changes, Fusions. Full power Frieza, though, very good unit. He has a lot going for him with his team, with his equips, with everything. He's a very good unit, but I don't think he hedges out on Gogeta 4. Not really that hard for him to beat him. He gets like one more unit on his team, or like, another equip, I guess, if he really needs another equip. He can't beat out G4, but right now, I think it is fair to put G4 above full power Frieza there, right? Then, Rose. Well, Rose's worse than Cell. Yeah, Rose's worse than Cell. Rose, I don't know. I could put you top of A, I could put you in bottom S. Does it really matter? No. I'll put you right here, man. Sure. You can do okay, I guess, if you really try your best, but you're still ass. You can barely do okay, honestly. 8 Vegeta. 8, again, Reds do gain more value because of how the game has turned, with a big yellow unit being number 1 or 2 in the game, whichever you want to put him at. Ape, I would say... Okay, let me change this. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to put this, because I do think Ape is better than Goten, better than Cell right now, because, again, yellow's scary, right? Ape is okay there. I think Zamasu is better than Ape, just because what he can do for the neutral. Again, it's only 3 counts, but it's still something compared to Ape, where Ape has to, come back in, build up. At least Zamasu just do stuff, right? It's a lot easier for Zamasu to build up than Ape, while Ape will get it in a more consistent manner. It's just easier for Zamasu to do it, right? And he does have at least a little bit more utility with the Nullify Endurance behind him. Zenkai Frieza. I think Zenkai Frieza is very good. Zenkai Frieza, I would say, is actually probably right here. I don't think he's better than Goku Vegeta, but I do think he is a very good unit on LoE. I think he is underused on LoE, to be real, because no one really brings him in. I think I see yellow, green, blue, yellow, yellow, blue, and not much else when I run into LoE setups. This guy, a yellow, purple, blue, obviously with Rival Frieza is the 3rd. You have a lot of damage, you have a lot of blue cards, and you got a lot of shit going on, and this guy, does cancel buff effects, so he can cancel Gogeta 4's neutral if you just come in with him. That's twice he does that, by the way. Then you can just nuke a G4. You paralyze him, cancel buff effects, boom, boom, boom. You nuke a Ultra Gogeta. You can do a lot with him, on top of support with him. He's a very good unit, and very much underutilized, I feel like, in PvP. I never run into him as much as I feel like I should. Bardock, where do you go, my friend? Again, I do think Bardock is criminally underrated. I do think Bardock's actually better than Evolution Blue. So with that being said, Bardock will be in a high S tier spot. No, he is not core on teams, but hey, neither is Evolution Blue, right? So that's how you could compare them there. On top of, I think Bardock has a lot more utility than Evolution Blue. It's not even really debatable. He does have more utility than Evolution Blue, just because it's just how he was designed better. Simple. He was designed better, and I do think while Evolution Blue can do this solo comeback type of feature, Bardock has a more consistent setup. Again, kind of comparing where I just said before with Ape and Zamasu, while Ape is more consistent, it's just a different manner of it. The consistency of him is very much lacking, while consistency of Bardock is actually like showing when you actually use him. On top of, again, more utility, like just straight up. Beerus is the probable worst LF in the game. Okay, Broly pissed me off yesterday how shit he was. Broly, I don't know, man. You're shit. No, I'm sorry. Like, run him on Super Saiyans. Like, if you want to get RNG Copium, sure, run him on Super Saiyans. Broly, where the fuck? Go there. I don't know. Go one of these two. Whichever one you want to put him. Doesn't matter. He's shit. Don't use him. Thank you. Jiren's so hard to rate for me here because, man, Jiren... I mean, I don't really have stars to even use him. I don't even use him, really. Off of everything I've seen and heard, I think Jiren is capable of being Z-tier, but do I think he's actually Z-tier himself? I'll be real. I don't think Jiren's above Zenkai Frieza. Like, I don't think so. I don't. Just from my experience of running into Jiren's and seeing gameplay of Jiren's, people running him over Zenkai Frieza, I always see Zenkai Frieza, when I do run into them, very solemnly, but when I do, I have him giving more issues because all the damage he does offer. While Jiren does have the effect of basically, to an extent, because a lot of you still know Fine Endurance, but to an extent, stopping a rush from happening, because you don't want to superpower him, it's that when he's superpowered, I don't think he's that overwhelming either. So if I'm going to be real, I think Jiren is like here. I think he's good. I think he's great. But I don't think he fits anywhere that he's replacing this guy or that guy. I don't think so, personally. I don't feel it. I don't get this overwhelming, like, oh my god, I just rushed. Now my entire team's dead because Jiren, you know, has his big buffs now. It doesn't feel that way to me. Just me speaking from experience here. Again, it's my tier list. If you guys don't agree, I wouldn't be shocked because it's my opinion of my gameplay of when I play the game and all the stuff I see, right? Ultra Kaioken, I do think is the best unit in the game. I'm glad we got to the end of the video to discuss this part. But yeah, do think it's best in the game. Just to break down the few reasons why, just quickly here, because this is a long fucking video. Ultra Kaioken has the utility of, he gets his gauge. He gets Vanish back 5 times. In my running up him and my running against him, I'd always see a Ultra Kaioken. You'll see in the videos, you've seen it in the videos, that he always has Vanish. He's always making me struggle. He's always making me work for my win, even if it's a 1v3, a 1v2, a 1v1, whatever. He's always making me struggle because he has infinite Vanish, it feels like, even though it's only 5 times. He has infinite healing, it feels like, even though it's 7 times. He's doing very good damage. If he's not doing very good damage, he's at least having that stall factor, locking my cards, doing a million different things. Now, a situation Ultra Gogeta is better is when it is a 1v2. Now, why not a 1v3? Let me explain. In a 1v3, Ultra Gogeta will lose his neutral. He will not maintain that, and a simple-minded, smart player will just, hey, save my green. If, sure, he kills my other 2, oh well, woe is me. I save my green unit. He'll lose his neutral by then. I win the match. Very simple. With Ultra Kaioken existing, what reds are stopping Ultra Kaioken? Sure, FSK does exist. How solemnly do you see FSK? Vary, because you never run into him, because people are just scared to run, use, and bring into FSK in their matches because Ultra Gogeta exists, Sword Hope Trunks exists, G4 exists, a lot of buff canceling units exist, and people are scared to actually bring them into the match. So when you think of it, 1v3, Ultra Goku is actually better for clutching. In a 1v2, Ultra Gogeta is, because he'll have that neutral for the entire time, most likely, because you could just burst them down, lock them in, do these crazy things. But in the scenario of outside of these things, which is pretty normal because you start off at a 3v3, Ultra Goku is superior in his damage. The same amount of cut that they both have 70% after gauge, 50% pre-gauge for that next combo. I think Ultra Goku has a lot more sustainability in a match than Gogeta could. While Goku does have a more limited heal, he has an easier to access heal. While Goku has limited higher damage, it's easier to access his actual higher damage on top of everything else he does have. I think he's better than Gogeta. Dynamic Goku, last one here. I always rate him on a scale of, if you're good, then, you know, he can be maybe mid-S tier. If you're bad, then he can be probably A tier, even B tier for you. Now, I rate in between that, right? So, if you're an average player with Namegoku is probably in the realm of, I don't know, bottom S? Bottom S? I think he could make maybe to Cell's level if he is a good Namegoku player, but yeah. Let me go over this real quickly here. So Ultra Kaioken number 1, Ultra Gogeta number 2, Gogeta 4 number 3, Frieza, Future Gohan, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Sword of Hope, Super Vegito, Goku Vegeta, Frieza, Jiren, Bardock, Evolution Blue, Revival Gohan, okay, FSK, Piccolo, Kid Buu, Zamasu, Ape, Goten, Cell, Forku, Gogeta Blue, Namegoku, A tier and shit I don't really care about, but they are in order of where I feel like they rank. Again, it doesn't really matter. Rose, Majin Vegeta, Riku, Vegeta Blue, Broly. Yeah, I actually agree with most of this list. I should agree with it. It's my list. Yeah, I agree with this list. Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, I think this is a good list. let me know what you guys think of it. My LF/Ultra tier list. And I'll see you guys in, well, the breakdown for Rose and the next one.